Brendan, let's start with you and just briefly talk about the making of the double treble. As we'll see, the DVD takes fans behind the scenes into team meetings and dressing room as well. How important for you was it that the supporters got a taste of what goes on behind closed doors?
Well, I think whenever I spoke to Tam and the guys when they were talking about the making of it, and you go way back to the images when Jock was back with the team back in the 60s, and those images are still shown to this very day. And I think when the guys were explaining the purpose behind it, and that maybe in 50 years' time, these images, if we're really successful, could be shown in 50 years. So yeah, it just seemed that it was maybe an opportunity, without it being intrusive, which was important, because we always like to say what happens in the changing room stays in there. But it was an opportunity to give supporters that chance to see how we prepare and then obviously get ready for games.
And of course, it all culminated in that memorable open-top bus parade and the thousands of people that lined the route and here at Celtic Park. How special was that for you? You had sampled it before with Swansea, but this looked like something completely different. Of course, you weren't aware at the time, but the bus almost never made it.
Well, typical. The engine wouldn't start, I heard. So
well, we were panicking, trust me.
Yeah, but I think it was a great demonstration of the togetherness of the club. The people behind the scenes putting the work in for that what-if scenario, and obviously 15-20 minutes to go. I think they had to take the risk and hope that we would win the game and see it through and try and get the bus there. But no, it was a day we'll never forget for the rest of our lives. It was really special achievement, and thankfully it was shared by everyone, which was what Celtic's about.
And Peter, yeah. Peter, if I could turn to you, you do speak about it in the film, and we'll see it, but that day itself took you back to you as a young Celtic supporter standing outside Celtic Park, welcoming another very special team back to the stadium.
Yeah, when on the eve of my 8th birthday, and I know I don't look old enough, I was here when Celtic brought the European Cup back, and that image for an 8-year-old sticks in your mind and never ever leaves you. And I can remember the quarters bus, it was a sunny night, coming round the corner, and there was thousands of Celtic fans outside the stadium at that time and thousands inside. So these are memories that never leave you, and are really impressive at that time. And we hoped that what we did for the double treble and coming after the cup final, for the kids and the families of today, that these memories that the team, the manager have created, the open top bus, the colour, just a magical day. We just hope that these moments stick in the memories of everybody that were there for 50 years.
Now, Peter, you, of course, were instrumental in bringing Brendan to the club, but as chief executive here, your job is to, create the vision and help set the vision and obviously set the bar quite high in terms of the expectations at the club. But even those high expectations, have they been exceeded by what Brendan and Scott and the team has achieved in this double treble?
Yeah, they have. I mean, if you put it into a historical context, you think of the great managers we've had, the great players we've had, the great teams we've had over the years, and none of them were able to do what Brendan has done, and that is the double treble. It gives you an idea just how difficult it is that no one else has done it, and for us to have our 4th and 5th treble consecutively is just incredible. And of course I would call it a quadruple, because we also got into the Champions League group stage 2 years in a row also, which was extremely difficult. So it was a treble, but it was actually a quadruple. So well beyond our expectation, done a magnificent job, outstanding manager, outstanding team, outstanding captain, and we're all so very much grateful to that.
Hear, hear. Scott, you're very much involved at the coalface, and I imagine that when you're there in the moment, very focused, you perhaps don't get a chance to let things sink in. When you watch back this film and you you kind of get a chance to see it from maybe a supporter's perspective, what we all experience. What kind of emotions do you feel?
Yeah, the emotions were extremely high throughout the whole game, and I think for me, going back to when you were talking about getting the bus sorted and stuff, I made the schoolboy error. I've came early doors to Celtic Park, I've dropped my car off, I've walked through gate 2 and hit a sharp left, and the bus is there. I'm not supposed to see this or know that's happening. So I've walked through going, oh no, this is... And Tam and the lads coming in the change rooms, and I'm just thinking to myself, I've seen this bus. This is not going to be my day. But lucky enough, the lads were fantastic on the day, and I think what we've done over the last 2 years has been fantastic, and we'll continue to do that this season as well. But it's been fantastic. It's great that we've got a DVD that we can all remember that, and that we were all part of that as well.